Fair Isle Crochet is a method of adding a graphic to your work. Instead of carrying your yarn inside your stitches like in tapestry crochet or using multiple bobbins of yarn like in tarja, with Fair Isle you carry your strands of yarn on the wrong side of your work. These strands of carried yarn are called floats. I use this technique in my Llama Love pillow pattern. You can find a link to the free pattern on my blog in the description box below. I'm first going to point out what each part of the graph stands for. Then I will take you through step-by-step crocheting the graph for this cactus. As we go through the first few rows, I will show you how to make your color changes as well as how to catch your floats. Then we will crochet the rest of the graph with me talking you through your stitches and color changes on each row. I hope you enjoy making your cactus! Here we have the free cactus graph. The link to the free PDF download is in the description box below. As you can see, the colors are labeled. Of course, you can use whatever colors you want to. Keep in mind that you will be changing colors on the stitch before the color change that is shown on the graph. I will walk you through this when we get started on the graph. Each square on the graph counts as one single crochet. The odd numbers represent the right side of your work. You will be reading the graph from right to left on these rows. The even number represents the wrong side of your work, and you will be reading the graph from left to right on these rows. The numbers are shown this way to help you remember which way you are reading the graph. You will catch your floats every 5 to 7 stitches so that your yarn strands aren't too long across the back of your work. Keeping the placement of where you have caught your stitches consistent will make the wrong side of your work look neat and clean. So for this cactus, I'm just going to be using some scrap yarn. It's a great scrap yarn project. I am using Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn, and then this is Lion Brand jeans yarn. This, I believe, is the color Linen in the Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn, Limelight, and then I'm not sure what this color is, but I will try to link it down below if you'd like to check those out. I'm going to be using a 4mm crochet hook, and then of course I've got my scissors. So let's go ahead and get started. Some tips to remember are to catch your floats every 5 to 7 stitches, keep your contrasting color above the main color throughout, make sure you are reading the graph in the right direction, and cross out each row on the graph after you have crocheted to keep your place. Go ahead and grab whatever color you're using for your main color. You're going to be chaining 31. Once you've completed your 31 chains, you're going to be starting on row 1 of the graph. Now we are reading this part of the graph from right to left because we're on the right side. So all of the odd row numbers are going to be on the right side and all of the even numbers are going to be on the wrong side. And this row calls for just all the main color. So go ahead and make a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Remember that each square on the graph counts as one single crochet. So we're going to make a single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each chain across. At the end of row 1, you should have 30 single crochet. We're going to be making a chain 1 at the end of each row and turning our work. So now that we've turned our work, remember that you are on the wrong side of your fabric. So that means you're going to be reading the graph from left to right this time. You're still working your crochet from right to left, but you're reading the graph from left to right. I know it could be a little bit confusing at first if you're not used to reading graphs, but you just want to keep in mind that you are going to read the graph from left to right. Since we are on the wrong side of the work, you're going to want to make sure all your yarn tails remain on the wrong side of the work. Since Fair Isle is just a one-sided fabric, you definitely want to make sure all of your yarn tails are on the wrong side so that it looks neat and clean on the right side. Also in this row, we're going to be introducing our first contrast color, which is this kind of rust color here, or whatever color you choose. I did want to point out as well where we have caught our floats right here, and I will walk you through the color change and also catching your floats as we go. Since we're reading our graph from left to right, it shows that we have 11 single crochet with this main color. We're going to be making 10 first, and then I will show you what to do on the 11th single crochet. Okay, we're about to make our 11th single crochet, so go ahead and insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, but do not complete your single crochet. So you're not going to yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. Leave these 2 loops on your hook. Go ahead and grab your contrasting color and rest it on top of the crochet hook. Bring it through those 2 loops, and we have now changed to our contrasting color. Now remember, you're going to want to have all your yarn tails on this wrong side here. We're working the wrong side because it's an even row, so you're going to want to have all your yarn tails on this side of your work. So go ahead and pick up your contrasting color, and the graph calls for 7 single crochet in this contrasting color. I want to catch the float in the center of this cactus holder, so we're going to single crochet for 3 single crochet, and on the 4th single crochet we will catch our float. So let's go ahead and do 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's our 4th single crochet. Go ahead and grab your main color and rest it on top of that 4th single crochet right there. Now you want to make sure that your main color is going to be on top of your crochet hook. So insert your crochet hook into that stitch. As you can see, it's resting on top, just like it would for tapestry crochet. And you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop in your contrasting color, and as you can see, it is now enclosed in the stitch, and we've caught that float. Finish your single crochet, and there it just holds it nicely in place. Go ahead and complete this contrasting color single crochet. So that's going to be 3 more, but on your 3rd you're going to be changing back to your main color. So that's 1, 2, and here's your 3rd. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops left on your hook. Bring your contrasting color to the right. You may want to hold it with your right hand if you need to. Bring your main color up around the back and on top, and then pull that through those 2 loops. You may want to give your contrasting color stitch just a tug a little bit, and then you'll complete the rest of your row 2 with the main color. We're now ready for row 3 of the graph. That means we're back here on the right side of our work, reading the graph from right to left, and the graph calls for 11 single crochet. So that means on the 11th single crochet, we're going to be switching to our contrasting color here. So go ahead and make your 11 single crochet, but remember not to complete your 11th. We're going to be switching colors. And here we are at our 11th single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, but do not complete your single crochet. We're going to bring our contrasting color over the top of our crochet hook and through those 2 loops. Make sure to tug your stitches a little bit to make sure they're not too loose. And now we're going to be making 9 single crochet with our contrasting color, remembering to catch a stitch right here where we caught our other stitch. So that means we're going to be catching it on the 5th stitch. So go ahead and start. Another thing you can do to make your work a little bit neater is you can enclose this part of the yarn here in your stitch. So that's just where we have moved our color over 1 stitch, but you can enclose that in your single crochet, and it kind of makes it neater that way. As you can see, we enclosed it there, but you do not have to do that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and now this is our 5th stitch, so we're going to be catching our main color. Bring your main color over, make sure that it's on top of that stitch, insert your crochet hook, and make sure that your main color is resting on top of that crochet hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and complete your single crochet. And there you can see we've caught our float. So we've made 5 single crochet. That means we have 4 left in this contrasting color. Now another thing I want to point out is when you insert your crochet hook, make sure you do not catch the float from the previous row on top of your crochet hook. We are now on our last single crochet in our contrasting color. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, but just keep those 2 loops on the hook. Another thing you want to notice is you want your contrasting color to remain on top. So you want it to be above your main color. As you can see, the main color is down here and the contrasting color is here. What you may have to do is bring it over to the right a little bit while you're switching. That way it remains on top. Keep it over here while you're changing colors, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. You can give your contrasting color a tug there, and then finish out with your main color for row 3. We're now ready for row 4 of the graph. Remember, on row 4 we're on the wrong side, so the graph calls for 9 single crochet before we change to our contrasting color. So that means work your 8 single crochet, and on the 9th single crochet you're going to not complete it but switch colors. And here's our 9th single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, but leave those 2 loops on your hook. Bring your main color down and to the right, grab your contrasting color, bring it around the back of your crochet hook and through those 2 loops. You're going to be working 11 single crochet in this contrasting color. Since we've carried our yarn over here, it kind of covers up this stitch right here, which we don't want to miss that stitch. So go ahead and insert your hook, and we're going to enclose this little yarn here that we did for the last row in our single crochet to make it look nice and neat. So there's one, and as you can see, it kind of covers up this single crochet as well. So just make sure that you don't miss any stitches because of that. And right here you can see we're going to catch our float so that it stays consistent. Go ahead and bring your main color on top of that stitch, insert your hook underneath it, and catch that float. And we'll start our 11th, yarn over, pull up a loop, leave those 2 loops on your hook. And as I mentioned before, just remember to keep the contrasting color above your main color. So you can bring it over here to the right a little bit. It's easier to see here on the back. And then bring your main color from underneath, around, and through those 2 loops. And go ahead and finish out your row 4 with your main color. And rows 5 through 8 are worked just the same as row 4. Just remember that you're turning your work for each row, and I will meet you back for row 9. You do want to make sure just to give your work a little bit of a tug every once in a while to make sure that it's not pulling or anything like that. You just want your floats to lay nicely and flat across the back of your work. Catching your floats definitely helps with that for sure. We're now ready for row 9 of our graph. As you can see, this little cactus holder is starting to take shape. I just love how this bulkier yarn kind of makes it stick out a little bit, and I just think it's cool to have that 3-dimensional texture. Rows 9 and 10 are worked the same way, just row 9 on the right side, row 10 on the wrong side. So I'll go ahead and show you row 9, and then I will meet you back for row 11. Go ahead and make 9 single crochet in the main color. And on the 9th single crochet, we'll be switching to our contrast color. This is our 9th single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Here are your 2 loops. Go ahead and bring up your contrast color, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. And our next stitch is going to be right here. And remember, we're going to be catching this little strand of yarn here from bringing our yarn over in our single crochet. So insert your hook, make sure that yarn's enclosed, yarn over, and complete your single crochet. We're going to make 13 single crochet, and on our 7th single crochet we're going to catch our float. So bring your main color over, rest it on top, insert your hook, and make your single crochet around that main color. And on your 13th, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and let's change back to our main color. So remember to bring this over and keep it on top while you bring your main color up and over the crochet hook. Bring it through those 2 loops and finish out your row 9 with your main color. And as I mentioned, row 10 is worked the same way as row 9, just on the wrong side. So I'll meet you back for row 11. We're now ready for our row 11. We finished our cactus holder here. This is what the right side looks like, and this is what the wrong side looks like. As you can see, as we've continued to keep our contrast color on the top of our main color, it just moves nicely up the rows and keeps this nice and neat down here. We can go ahead and fasten off this contrast color, because we are about to start working our cactus. Yay! So for row 11, we're going to be adding in our green for our cactus. It's going to start looking so cute. So for row 11, it calls for 12 single crochet in this main color. 11. And now we are ready to add in our green. So go ahead and start your single crochet. Leave those 2 loops on your hook. Grab your green, place it on top of the crochet hook, and pull through those 2 loops. Give your main color a little tug, and we're going to be making 6 single crochet with our green. I am not going to be catching any floats here just because it's 6 stitches and not really necessary. If you want to, you totally can. 6. And now we're going to switch back to the main color. Remember, you're going to keep this on top of your main color. Yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, and go ahead and finish out row 11 with your main color. Now rows 12 through 14 are worked the same way as row 11, just continuing to alternate right and wrong side. So I'll meet you back for row 15. We're back on the right side and ready for our row 15. Go ahead and make 12 single crochet with your main color. And on that 12th, we're going to switch to our green. Okay, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up your loop. Now we're going to switch to our green, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. And we're going to be making 8 single crochet with our green. Now we're going to catch it in the middle. Since we're making 8 stitches, we're going to catch our float in the middle. So go ahead and start 1, 2, 3. Make sure you don't catch that float from the previous row. And then here on this 4th stitch, we're going to bring our main color on top of that stitch, insert your hook, and catch that float. Readjust if you need to make sure your float isn't too tight. And we'll make 4 more single crochet. And on our 4th single crochet, go ahead and insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and bring your contrast color remaining on top over here to the right. Bring your main color up, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, and finish out your row 15 with 10 single crochet in the main color. For row 16, we are back here on the wrong side, so go ahead and make 9 single crochet in that main color. 8, and here's our 9th. Go ahead and insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and grab your contrasting color and pull it through those 2 loops. Be sure not to skip this stitch right here, and we're going to enclose this little strand right here from changing our color and moving 1 square over. We're going to be making 9 single crochet in the green, but we're going to be catching our float right here above our other caught float. So that's 1, 5, and on our 6th we will catch our main color float. 8, and here on our 9th single crochet we're going to switch back to our main color, and we're going to finish out with our main color the last 12 stitches. Go ahead and work your row 17 the same way as row 16, just on the right side of your work, and I'll meet you back for row 18. Row 18, we're back on our wrong side and reading the graph from left to right. Go ahead and single crochet for 8 stitches, and here on our 8th stitch we're going to switch to our green. Make sure not to skip this next stitch. It's a little bit hidden by this yarn strand here. We're going to make 10 single crochet in our green. Six. And we're still good to catch our float here because we're on our 7th stitch. And 10. We're going to switch back to our main color. And make 12 single crochet. And I'll meet you back for row 19. For row 19, we're going to make 9 single crochet in our main color. 8, and here on our 9th we will not finish our single crochet but switch to our green. This is going to create kind of a long strand of yarn here on the back, so we're going to want to enclose that in each of these stitches. You can pull it a little bit tighter to keep it a little closer to your work. And we're going to make 13 single crochet in this green. As you can see, I enclosed that yarn strand in those 3 single crochet. And we're also going to be catching our float, so we won't forget to do that. $12, 13, and here on this 13th stitch we're going to switch back to our main color and finish out with our 8 single crochet in the main color. For row 20, we're going to make 8 single crochet in the main color. Now start your 8th single crochet and we're going to switch to our green. We're going to make 14 single crochet. Remember to catch this little yarn strand here and also catch your float. And on our 14th, we're going to switch back to our main color and finish out your last 8 single crochet in the main color. We're now ready for row 21. Just pay special attention to the color changes on this row because we're going to be adding in another main color stitch in here for the arm of the cactus. So I will walk you through that, but I just wanted to make you aware of it ahead of time. Go ahead and make 7 single crochet with the main color. 6 and 7. Now on the 7th, we'll grab our green, switch to our green, and we're going to be enclosing this strand right here inside our stitches. Just to make it look nice and neat, we're going to be making 10 single crochet in this green. So of course we're going to be catching our main color float. And since this float right here will be 8 stitches away, let's go ahead and catch our main color float on our 5th stitch. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and catch your main color. So we're going to go ahead and do 5 more single crochet, and we're going to be switching to our main color on that 5th single crochet. And here we are on our 5th, and we're going to be switching to our main color. Now we're only going to be making 1 stitch with our main color here, so you're not even going to finish your single crochet. Just leave those 2 loops and switch right back to your green. You're going to make 4 more single crochet in the green, and on this 4th we'll switch back to our main color, keeping that on top, and finish out your final 8 single crochet with the main color. For row 22, go ahead and make 9 single crochet with your main color. And on our 9th, we're going to switch to our green. We're going to be making 3 single crochet with our green before we switch back to the main color. And on our 3rd, we will switch back. And we're only making 1 single crochet here, so we'll do the same thing. Just begin your single crochet, leave those 2 loops, Okay, we're going to be making 11 single crochet with our green. Just remember to catch your float right here. On our 6th, we will catch our main color float. 6, and on our 11th, we will switch back to our main color. And we will finish out our row with 6 single crochet in the main color. As you can see here, our cactus is forming nicely. We've got this little arm here. So for row 23, go ahead and make 5 single crochet in this main color. Okay, we're on 5. Let's go ahead and switch to our green. Catch this little yarn strand here in our next stitch. We're going to make 12 single crochet in our green. And on our 7th, let's go ahead and catch our float right here. And 12. On the 12th stitch, let's change back to our main color. And we'll finish out with 13 main color stitches. And I'll meet you back for the next row. For row 24, go ahead and make 13 single crochet in your main color. And on our 13th, we will switch to our green. We're going to be adding in another arm here, so you'll be adding an extra main color couple of stitches. We're going to catch this yarn strand and we're going to make 5 single crochet in our green. And on our 5th, let's switch to our main color. You're going to make 2 single crochet in your main color. Switch back to the green. You're going to make 5 more single crochet in the green. And on your 5th, switch back to your main color. And finish out your row 24 with 5 single crochet in the main color. Row 25 is worked just like row 24 except for on the right hand side. So I will meet you back for row 26. For row 26, we're back on the wrong side, and go ahead and start with 13 single crochet in your main color. And on your 13th, you're going to switch to your green. You're going to make 5 single crochet in your green. And on your 5th, go ahead and switch to your main color again. You're going to single crochet for 3. 2, and on your 3rd, switch back to your green. You're going to make 4 single crochet in your green. And on your 4th, switch back to your main color. And finish out row 26 with 5 single crochet in your main color. For row 27, go ahead and start out with 6 single crochet in your main color. And on your 6th, go ahead and change to green. You're going to make 2 single crochet in your green. On your 2nd, switch back to your main color. You're going to make 4 single crochet in your main color. And on your 4th, switch back to your green. Go ahead and make 5 single crochet in your green. On your 5th, switch back to your main color. Now, as you can see, we haven't caught any floats here because we're switching colors frequently enough that we don't have to catch any floats on these rows. And continue out your row 27 with 13 single crochet in your main color. Rows 28 and 29 are worked the same way, just 28 on the wrong side, 29 on the right side. So let's go ahead and get started for row 28 and make 13 single crochet with our main color. On our 13th, we will switch to our green. 5 single crochet with your green. 4, and on your 5th, we will switch back to our main color and finish out our row with our main color. You're going to make 12 single crochet in your main color to finish out your row 28. And as I mentioned, row 29 is worked exactly the same way, just on the right side. So I will meet you back for row 30. For row 30, we're back on our wrong side and going to make 14 single crochet in our main color. 13, and on our 14th, let's go ahead and switch to our green. We're going to make 4 single crochet in our green. And on our 4th, we're going to switch back to our main color, and we're going to finish out our row 30 with 12 single crochet in the main color. For row 31, we're going to make 13 single crochet in our main color. And on our 13th, we're going to switch to our green and make 2 single crochet in our green. On our second, don't finish, just leave those 2 loops. Switch back to your main color. Finish out your row with 15 single crochet in your main color. We are on our last row of our little cactus. Yay! It's so exciting. It's looking so cute. So you can go ahead and fasten off this green here if you'd like to, because the last row is just all main color stitches. Let's go ahead and finish our row 32 with all main color single crochet. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this Fair Isle crochet tutorial. I love Fair Isle, and it's just another fun way to create graphics in your work and another fun way to work your color changes. You can steam block this square and make it nice and flat and ready for whatever project you want to use it for. I have some very fun ideas that I want to use this for in the future that I want to share with you guys. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join me for all the fun crochet and knit things. I will see you guys in the next one.